For many of us, we had to learn to be. We were really deeply programmed in doing and working hard and achieving and being productive. And that has tremendous value. But we never actually allowed ourselves to be, to just relax, to be in flow, to have fun. And when we did, we often associated some guilt and shame with it and told us that we need to earn it first, that we needed to accomplish something before we were allowed to play. And as you heal, you release those programs that made you think that being was something to be earned, that made you think that you only could be if, certain things were finished first. If you had enough money, if you had paid off debt, if you had lost weight, then you're just going to allow yourself to be. But until then, you needed to focus on the task at hand. As you step out of those outdated belief systems and start to allow yourself to be, you tapped into this support and this freedom, this effortlessness that you had no idea was here for you all along. And you recognized the ways in which you made your life more difficult than it had to be, simply because you weren't willing to give up the control and the comfort that you felt in the doing. You associated what you were doing with your worth. And learning how to be plugged you back into the remembrance, the awareness that you are loved and worthy as is, regardless of what it is you produce. The next level up in this game is being able to integrate the being within the doing, of taking inspired action, the doing, and as you're doing the inspired action, you're plugged into the being at the same time. You're enjoying the experience and for what it is, and recognizing that you are living within the doing, that you are not just completing a task, that you are living life within the completion of the task. I hope this is making sense for people. You don't have to choose between being and doing. The more you practice being, you can start to do and be at the same time. And that is when things really change. That is when life picks up speed. That is when things just fall into place. You've been up-leveled. What we're working on now is integrating the being within the doing. You're living. I know. It is cool. It is a little weird. It is slightly awkward. It is a little cringe. But the alternative is not living, not being your authentic self, not expressing, not creating. And that nearly killed you. There's going to be doers looking at you being and looking at you being and doing simultaneously, and they're going to be upset about it because they're not able to do that for themselves. And they may call you selfish, and they may say you're wasting time. None of that is your concern, and none of it is your business. They are simply reflecting back how they feel about themselves. Let's go do, let's go be, let's go live some life.